And today we're going to talk about chapters 6 to 11 in the Mysterious Benedict Society and the Prisoner's Dilemma, which is book 3 of the Mysterious Benedict Society books and in the series. But anyway, we are going to talk about how Constance and Mr. Precious and all that. So let's start at the beginning So we start at the beginning, of course, chapters 1 to 6. So hopefully you've already read that, and maybe you could follow along on the video. But anyway, we come across Constance, right? And Constance finds out that Mr. Precious told Mr. Benedict that she was his long-lost daughter, and Constance replies to that by being very angry. She insists on going to the Whisperer, and the Whisperer, so she finds out her story, right? So can you tell me what the story was? Just a quick summary. But anyway, so she is so she finds out her past. And she's really excited, but then suddenly her hopes are going down. Why are her hopes going down? Why is it suddenly there's no happiness? Why is that? And so she runs and then so Sticky, right? So Sticky says that the branch library burned down when Constance said that she had hidden a book. So who burned down the library? And what happened when Constance ran out the door? Well, there's a lot of details. So what happened was that Rhonda in number 2, so Rhonda was trying to chase after Constance, and Mr. Benedict was too, but Mr. Benedict, he was so stressed that he just passed out. So Rhonda in number 2 had caught him, but they had clashed heads, so it was very, very hard. And now Kate jumped in, while Rainy was running after Constance, and Sticky was just covering his eyes and saying sorry. But anyway, so after that, Constance won't let anyone in, and then what happens? And do you have any suspicions against Mr. Bane? And also, why do you think that Constance ran away? And now, why does each parent, everyone's guardian, why do they sort of split off? So one guardian in one group and the other in another. Why are they doing that? And also, so we keep on going, and then they're waiting until finally the lights go out, right? It's not just their neighborhood, but it's the whole city, That's a huge place. Stone Town, one of the biggest cities in the world, or at least in the book. So now, what would you do if that happened? What would you do? what would you do? Would you freak out, or would you be happy, or would you think that it was cool, or would you or would you faint, or would you grab a tea kettle and get ready for the 10-man to come in so that you could throw the tea kettle at the 10-man's face and then throw a bunch of pencils and then throw a lot of glasses at them, and then after that throw a bottle of Gatorade on them, and then after that, as a real grand finale, begin throwing little Legos on them. And then that's not the grand finale, but for the grand finale, So is that what you would do? So there's a lot of things that you can do, and what would you do? And now the salamander's coming, but why isn't it making any sound? And so everyone comes, right? Like the police and all that, and there's a lot of confusion. And during that time, the children hide in the cellar. And what happens above the cellar, and what message does Rainy get? And then after that, so they're told to pack up, right? And that Mr. Benedict is going in an armored car with them to the police station. So what happens when so they're really thinking, and they're really saying, we need to stop this, and then they were just there, and they noticed, Rainy noticed a scrap of paper in the girls' room, and what did they find out? They found out that there was a message, and it was coded, but it was actually, they figured it out, the monk building, and the monk building is really the place where the 10 men are going, where Crawlings dropped it. So what do they do to trick Mrs. Plug? What do they do? Oh, and also, going back, do you think that Mr. Bane is a spy? And also, and also about the confusion, and after Kate threw the flashlight, what did Mrs. Plug do? So just going back a little in the story. Oh, okay, now let's go back. And then, so Kate's running and all that. And what do you think will happen as they disappear into the darkness? So that's today was a pretty short version of what was happening. There was pretty much a lot of questions, but so the kids are going in. So what do you think will happen? What's your prediction? And once you've made your prediction, then I hope that you enjoy this book. And before you go though, I want to say a little more about the story. And remember how there was Mr. Prestius the second time. He was all there with a lot of other policemen and stuff like that, and he was shouting at Mr. Benedict. What happened that made Mr. Shield, one of the policemen, clap a hand right over Mr. Prestius's mouth? What happened? And do you think that Mr. Prestius is a bad man? Okay, now you can really kick back, and next time we are going to read a few more chapters. So I hope that you're going to enjoy this book. This is one of my all-time favorites, and this book is along with Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, and Narnia. So I really like this book.